Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us on this picture-perfect day here in our great city to celebrate this multi-million-dollar investment into the Hill District neighborhood. It is an honor to be here today with the Federal Highway Administration, and I want to extend our warmest welcome to Administrator Pollack and her entire team to Pittsburgh. This $11.3 million investment into this neighborhood is exactly the kind of ambitious reinvestment in our city that can happen when we all work together towards a common purpose and a shared goal. And now I would like to introduce County Executive Rich Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Maria, and I also want to extend my deep appreciation for the federal highway folks, the transportation folks, our folks at the federal government, and really I want to thank our Senator Bob Casey, Congressman Mike Doyle for the work they have done. When the mayor and I come together to put in our signature project for the region, there's an awful lot of projects that compete, and there's an awful lot of very, very good projects that we have to look through and look at. But this investment of over $11 million into the infrastructure, into making the neighborhoods safer, the streets safer, the sidewalks safer, making them accessible for folks with disabilities, again, continuing to improve the investment in this neighborhood that's been made over the last number of years is something that we couldn't do it without good partners. And we want to thank our partners at the federal government, the neighborhood groups that have come together to help this happen, and again, our delegation in Washington, who continues to be so supportive of the things that we need here in this region, and to be in this great facility. The Thelma Lovett Y was invested in a number of years ago, is instrumental and emblematic of example, great example of what's happening here in the Hill District. So let me turn it over to my partner and the person I was glad to come together, and as we went to Washington, hand in hand, arm in arm, to support a really good project and make our wishes known, our intentions known, and where we would like to see the investment here in the federal government. That's our Mayor Ed Gainey.
Good morning. First, I want to thank County Exec Rich Fitzgerald and his partnership in helping us to get this raised grant. I also want to take a moment to thank Senator Casey. I think Robbie's here from his office. Robbie, I want to thank you and thank the Senator. I also want to thank Congressman Mike Doyle in his office for helping. This takes a team effort to get something that's done, particularly how competitive it is. I want to thank Cheryl from PennDOT for all the work that she does. We couldn't ask for a better partner at PennDOT, and I'm so appreciative. And to the federal highway administrator, Stephanie Pollack, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you've done to help us get this. And I want to thank you. Long time ago, we always discuss about what happened in the Hill District, the historic Hill District, and a lot of the investment that was displaced when they tore down the lower hill. But with $11.5 million grant, this is how we rebuild the vibrancy of the Hill District. This is how we create economic opportunity. This is how we advance social capital stock. This is what we do in order to restore what was taken from this neighborhood. And it starts with infrastructure. So when we talk about sidewalks, when we talk about streets, when we talk about city steps, when we talk about the infrastructure of the Hill and what we have to do to rebuild the Hill, this grant couldn't have come at a better time. And for that, I am thankful to everybody who helped get this grant here. It's not just a city effort or a county effort. It's all of us coming together to say that we want to build the most welcoming city in America, in the city of Pittsburgh. And we're on our way to doing that, and it starts with all of us. So when I say thank you, I want y'all to know this is the type of leadership, not leadership that it takes to make sure that we build a city when people come here, they never want to leave. Congratulations to the Hill. Thank you to our partners, and let's continue to go get it.
Thank you, Mayor Gainey. I'd now like to introduce Federal Highway Acting Administrator Stephanie Pollack.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Mayor, for those great remarks. And I can tell you, I feel very welcome here in Pittsburgh. And I know when Secretary Buttigieg and the President have been here, they feel the same way. And I think one of the reasons is when I look behind me and I see the city, the county, Federal Highway, Pennsylvania DOT, community leaders. When people work together like that, that's when it is an opportunity for us as the federal government to step in and build on that foundation that has been laid by the collaboration at the local level. And we share at Federal Highway, at U.S. Department of Transportation, and in the Biden-Harris administration, the same goals: equity, safety, sustainability, economic opportunity. And those are the goals that helped shape this project and that allow us to support this project through this grant and help make it a reality. So thanks to Mayor Gainey and Councilman Lavelli, who unfortunately wasn't able to join us this morning, for your leadership, as well as Congressman Mike Doyle and Senator Casey and all the community representatives in the county. We're here today, I'm here today on behalf of the Department of Transportation and Secretary Pete Buttigieg to recognize an important project that all of you have brought to life for the folks who live here in the Hill District of Pittsburgh. And on behalf of the Biden-Harris administration, I'm pleased to say that we share your vision for making this community safer and for making economic opportunity more accessible for everyone, which is why we're so proud to award an $11.3 million grant from the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law to the City of Pittsburgh for the New Pathways to Equity project. Pittsburgh's New Pathways to Equity project is spearheading the neighborhood revitalization of the Hill District. There is no doubt that this is the result of many years of hard work, of your hard work, to bring critical modern infrastructure, as the mayor said, to the Hill District, because that infrastructure is going to support this community's work to bring back a piece of what was torn from it. So on behalf of Secretary Buttigieg, I want to thank you for all the work you've done to serve your community. And I want to tell you how honored we are to be able to support your work. It's fitting that we're making the announcement here atop the YMCA named after Thelma Lovett. Obviously, I never had the opportunity to meet her, but she was a longtime civic, political, and civil rights activist who was cherished in the Hill District and considered a pillar of strength for the community. From what I know, she would be proud of all the work you have done to bring this project to fruition. I want to talk a little bit about the department's Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity, or RAISE grant program, which this grant is part of. That program helps urban and rural communities alike modernize their roads and bridges and transit and rails and sidewalks to make transportation safer, more accessible, more affordable, and more sustainable. This year, the department has awarded over $2.2 billion in RAISE grants to 166 projects in all 50 states. At its core, Secretary Buttigieg and President Biden and Vice President Harris's vision for American infrastructure, though, isn't about the infrastructure, about the roads or the bridges or the sidewalks. It's about people. The people who will use this newer, safer, more modern infrastructure and what it will do to improve their lives every day. In just about every community in America, not just in the Hill District, there's a piece of transportation infrastructure, a place people go and use every day, and they ask themselves, why? Why hasn't the government fixed this? Why are these sidewalks in such terrible condition? Why can't I get from the Hill to downtown easily and safely? Isn't the government supposed to fix things like that? Well, we believe the answer is an emphatic yes. But we also believe that the solutions to those don't come from Washington, but that more of the funding should. So thanks to the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, now we can bring that funding to communities like Pittsburgh and like the Hill. The $2.2 billion we're providing across the country is the biggest investment in communities in the history of the RAISE program. With these investments here in Pittsburgh and around the country, we are helping modernize transportation infrastructure that will connect Americans to the places and people and things that they need affordably, efficiently, and safely. And the project that we are giving this $11.3 million grant to is a great example of exactly why the RAISE program is so important. This grant is going to help revitalize the Hill District and reconnect it to downtown Pittsburgh. The investment represents not only an opportunity to improve infrastructure, but to do our part to support real quality of life for real people, people who have often felt ignored or, worst of all, forgotten. Here in the Hill District, that means making it safer for pedestrians to cross Center Avenue, giving them better access to buses and multimodal travel. It means closing gaps in the sidewalk network so that a trip on foot through the district can be done without having to worry that travel on foot means you have to walk in the roadway. It means reconstructing the Chauncey Steps so that folks living in the Bedford dwellings can more easily access economic opportunity on Center Avenue and transit services throughout Pittsburgh. It means planting trees along the street to provide shade on a hot day like today. And it translates to improved safety, especially for pedestrians and transit riders, environmental and community sustainability through improved walkability, enhanced mobility options and connectivity to help people access economic and community resources and connect with each other, with an elderly aunt, a long-lost neighbor, or just an old family friend. It means a better quality of life for residents with the economic competitiveness that will accompany economic revitalization. This project will bring more businesses and customers to the neighborhood and boost its economic strength so that people who are here and people who come here in the future will want to live, shop, and work in the Hill District. You know, over the last couple of days, I've had the opportunity to learn about the history of the Hill District, how it was once a vital center of Black cultural, civic, and economic life, but became isolated from the city center in large part due to urban renewal that cut the community off from downtown. This is not the only city in the United States where that has happened, but this is a city where working together, people are not looking backwards, but looking forward. Not laying blame for what happened over half a century ago, but laying plans for moving into the future together. And in every state in this country, in cities, but also in rural areas and suburban areas, through the RAISE grants, people will see similar benefits from improved transportation infrastructure. And I have to tell you, even with the wonderful bipartisan infrastructure law, there's more to do. Even with the massive increase in funding to $2.2 billion, we got requests for 6 times more funding than we had available. So Pittsburgh and all of those of you who work together on this grant should be very proud of yourselves, because unfortunately, we were really only able to fund the best of the best, and this grant proposal was one of the best, and it's going to make a real difference, as the mayor said. So thank you again for your vision and your hard work. We are so proud to support it. Congratulations on putting together a strong project in a year of strong competition for funding. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Acting Administrator Pollack. And you're right, Pittsburgh is the best of the best. And this hard work and this community partnership to make this grant possible is exactly why we're here today. And now I would like to invite up Reverend Walls to offer up some remarks.
Good morning on a sunny August day in Pittsburgh. I am truly honored to be here among those who share in comments about the RAISE grant. I represent the ground roots of the Hill District. I don't see anybody here that's lived in the Hill District longer than I have, so I can say that this is an important grant for the continued growth and revitalization of our community. I am indeed honored for the combined leadership from Washington, D.C. to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that our Western Pennsylvania legislators have put forth to bring this grant to fruition. This is what government is really about. This is what demonstrates not only here in Western Pennsylvania, but nationally, how our leaders, who are not just political leaders. They are public servants, and these public servants came together to put this grant together, and I'm so glad to hear that it was so well written that it was able to get through the competition from so many other cities in this country. I am indeed honored, not only for those of us who now live in the Hill District, but for our ancestors who laid the bricks, if you will, for us to be standing here today on this institution, the YMCA, which is catalytic to bringing our community back. And so I am so glad that I'm able to be here and to respond to my excitement about this grant, because it helps us to develop the human capital in our community. It helps people to get to downtown, to jobs that are downtown awaiting, and it helps them to get to the cultural district of Oakland, where our universities and colleges are. It helps us to get to some of the best health care in the nation in Oakland and at Uptown and Mercy and the North Side as well. And so this is important for our community, make no doubt about that. And so I stand here today to applaud those who have made this happen. I thank God for the presence of Mrs. Marimba Malayans, who has fought so well for our community and stands in the midst of making things happen in our community. We thank you, our legislators. We thank you for putting forth this effort, and we are very grateful that now we can continue on the road of developing our community and giving a higher quality of life to all those that live here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend. I'd like to invite all of our community partners who are here today, all of our elected partners who are here with us today to do a couple of quick pictures, and then we'll open it up to a short media gaggle after that. Thank you.